It's like sex in a weird bedroom. It's like,
I feel like I need to have some sort of Star Wars sound effect that I could do, but I can't.
Well, Blaine has a good Wookiee too.
Yeah.
And then the other day on set, we were sitting at a table, and a table got, the sound of a table scratching on floor it's kind of that squeak, like a Wookiee squeak. And then so I started my Wookiee, and then Blaine started his Wookiee, and then someone else on set started doing their Wookiee, and then we started moving the table, and it was like this. I don't know what's a group of Wookiees called.
Wookiee.
It's like a Wookiee meeting. So it's just like it's just like
Mating calls.
yeah.
That must have been sexy.
did any filming get done at all during this? Just people shouting at each other. Wookiee
Chris,
noises.
if you have kids someday, you need to have that needs to be your thing. If they get lost in a grocery store or something, they just need to do their Wookiee call from
I love that.
Yeah, Dad's two aisles
That's my
over.
boy.
Yeah.
That's my boy.
Chris would only have kids for that. Like everything else, no, but just for the noises, the Wookiee noises.
Yeah. I just really respect someone who can do a good Wookiee noise.
So you respect yourself.
Well,
It's not that good.
I've been working on it
It's
for a
coming
very, very
together.
long time, and I mean that in all seriousness.
No, when he first started, it was
rough.
It was weird.
yeah.
well, because
You're kind of like Simba in The Lion King, where you learn to roar.
Well,
you start off
I mean,
pretty bad.
there
but then
was
you practice.
in college. I had one of my part-time jobs. My boss could do an amazing Wookiee, and I would always ask him to do it. I'd be like, "Do your Wookiee," and then it was awesome.
He probably got really annoyed by that.
No, because you don't understand, Barbara. When you could do a good Wookiee noise, you never get tired of doing it. You're like waiting for someone to ask you, like, "Hey, can anyone make a Wookiee noise?" You're like,
I got it.
"I can do it."
People don't ask for crying babies very often.
Well, yeah.
Hey,
'cause
can you do a
who
crying
wants
baby?
to hear a crying baby?
Crying baby Wookiee.
That I do want to hear.
No.
There's
Not even
there's a
attempt to
baby Wookiee in the Christmas special, I think. The Star Wars Christmas
Probably
special.
sounded like that. Do your Wookiee, but higher pitched.
Thank you.
Also, Twitter says you look like dark-haired Ewan McGregor.
Dark-haired Ewan McGregor. Oh my God, I'll take it. Did you hear? On Twitter, someone said dark-haired Ewan McGregor, right here.
You?
Where?
That's like the best
Behind you?
compliment. No, I did get a good compliment the other day from Kyle, who said I look like Kenny Loggins. I'll take that too. But like couple weeks prior, I was getting bad ones. It was like, "Hey, you look like Jack Black or Zach Galifianakis," and I was like,
Thanks.
"Oh,
Thanks,
cool."
asshole.
This is the longest I've ever seen you with a beard.
It's like the only time in my. That's the weird thing too. Is it's the only time in my life I've ever had a beard. I've had it since September.
Yeah.
I grew it I went to the Arctic in January, so I grew it for that to have a big crazy beard and trimmed it back, and then now like, it's like I don't know who I am
You need
without
to
it.
be
Like if
honest.
I shaved it, I'd be
Who
afraid.
am I?
Yeah.
Who
Why
I
did you
am
go to the
without
Arctic?
it.
I really wanted to stay at the Ice Hotel in Sweden.
Oh, the one that they destroyed in James Bond?
That's like the
a
fake
version.
one, but that was the like
The inspiration?
Yeah, exactly. So there's a real one in Sweden. They really do carve the rooms every year, and then it melts, and they recarve them all. It's all completely made of
That
ice
seems
and
so
snow.
tedious.
I'm sure. Well,
The pictures were cool that you showed.
Yeah,
Like,
it's an amazing place.
It was really cool.
And they bring in new artists every year. Like there's like 25 or so artistic suites, and they bring in like an artist, and they have the ice sculptors help him craft his vision. So it's all like every room is something like. And then this year they had like Mini Cooper sponsored a room, so there was like a Mini Cooper. It was like the VIP suite.
But tell them the weird stuff about like, because you couldn't be in your room the entire day.
No, you don't. Well, the hotel is open from till 6 p.m. to the public. So you just go in. You don't keep your stuff. There's a warm building. You keep your things in, and then
There it is. There it is, Zach.
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah, there's the lobby. Beautiful.
Zach.
Thank you, Patrick. While you're on it.
It does look like some crazy fantasy setting.
It is. It's unreal. And so you go there and you keep all your things in a different building, and then about 6 p.m. it closes. So anyone can come and visit the Ice Hotel if you just happen to be like 300 miles from
When you get there,
civilization
do
on
they
a
say-
Thursday.
No.
Do what?
When you get there, do they say, "Ice to see you"?
They do.
Barbara?
I think that was actually
That was a
used
good one.
by Mr. Freeze and Batman.
I think it was.
I think it was. You've reached that level of pundit.
Bottom of the
yeah, I
barrel.
do. Man.
That's really.
Oh. I
Yeah,
think it's
so-
the top of the barrel.
So it's like 6 it closes, and from then on, if you have a booked room,
pee.
there's this back entrance, and you strip down to like long johns, wherever you're gonna sleep in, and you grab this thermal sleeping bag, and you basically run to your room. You run outside, and it's like I don't know, huh?
Because it's cold.
It's like -10 degrees outside. So you.
But how much is that in Celsius?
Celsius or Fahrenheit?
If you saw the pictures, Barbara, like it's so cold that when you breathe, if you have a beard, your beard ices between buildings. Like
Montreal.
oh yeah, you're from that place. Yeah.
Okay, so we're talking Fahrenheit then.
This is Fahrenheit, yeah, not Celsius. So
Just,
if you're
just checking because I know they cross over at -40, but like negative
-32 is the 0 for Celsius.
What?
0 degrees Celsius is 32 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
so
you
they
said
cross over at
negative.
-40.
You said
Negative. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so like -10 Fahrenheit is a lot colder than -10 Celsius.
Yes.
Let me do that.
Man,
in my
that
head.
stupid
Or
conversion.
not. Wait, hold on.
Someone figure that out. If anyone out there knows, yeah. But it's cold, so you run with your sleeping bag through the snow to your room, and then you just basically jump in your bag,
Someone could pee in your room.
and it would freeze.
And you're
Yeah.
like, I'm contributing. I'm building.
But like a member of the public could just go into a room that you paid for and be like, I'm gonna pee in this corner.
Fuck
And
this
like
guy,
and it's just
pee.
yellow. It's
Yeah.
just stuck
well,
in
but
your
it
wall.
Well,
will
maybe-
also shape the hotel.
Oh yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I like about that though is that like you have to like call housekeeping to come and chisel it out of the corner.
Housekeeping. There's a frozen piss.
That'd be the worst. Just everything you deal with is frozen.
Well, could
And
you
then,
could you do that though? Could you like
But you'd
sneak
never
some
have to worry
water
about
in
beer
and
getting
be
warm.
like pouring it different, like put it on the bed so see if someone would notice that they're sleeping on a little.
Well, I mean, so the bed is like a pad. So if it was on top, in theory, I mean, in theory, yeah, you could warp the room. You could do something to it. I'm sure they look different. And what's interesting is like they change over the course of the season, right? So it's open from like maybe December through April or something. And so the hotel, like the ice shifts and changes. And so like there was one room that had these kind of spires and they were straight when they started. And we went in, they were crazy because like the ice had changed so much. So yeah, I'm sure you could make if you want to go there and be your own little artist, Chris, you can go destroy a
pee
room.
all over whatever you want. My toilet's overflowing.
There
It's
are
just
no
like
toilets,
frozen.
so if you need to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, you have to actually run back to the warm building.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
How far away was it from the room?
It's not that far. I mean, it's maybe like
But if it's like a blizzard, well, I guess it's not really blizzard
it's
conditions.
a short thing, but it's still.
But it's a beard icing situation.
Going
That's-
back
yeah.
to the
That's
facial
how
hair.
The pee ends up in the room.
I
I think, Josh, my favorite facial hair, I guess, configuration for you
Yes.
is a mustache. You look
Oh,
great.
when
I had that. I had
Because you
a
have
cop
a thick,
mustache like 2
like,
years ago.
a serious mustache.
Yeah, it's like a Selleck
It's not
stash.
wispy. It's not
I'm
thin.
gonna
It's
find
like
my ice beard for you,
someone
so you
just
can see.
put a night crawler under
Yeah.
your nose.
Yeah, I don't know. Mustaches. are
No.
You
weird.
like 'em.
Yeah.
I love 'em.
Well, the problem is
What were you gonna say,
they've
like or
gone
love
so
mustaches?
ironic, and now like
Oh.
you have to have like a manly stash just to be like to not be like
Right,
the
to
ironic
not-
guy that you want to punch.
Yeah, the other guy
Yeah.
with the twirls. And there's nothing wrong with a twirled mustache, but
No.
you know, when can you have a mustache like Josh's?
Okay, that's my ice
So
beard.
in,
You look warm.
in college.
Toasty.
Do I? Yeah.
You always
Hey,
You wanna send that
I
to
know
Patrick?
story,
Yeah,
and I
how
know
do I-
exactly what story you're going to talk
Patrick,
about.
how do I get Patrick this somehow?
Email it to him.
Okay.
Hey, Josh.
Yeah.
In college, were you a part of the mustache, the no shaving pact that we did?
No.
No
Okay.
shaving pact.
He's going to bring up
So-
the no shaving.
Like
tag.
a Movember?
Yeah,
Yeah.
except for we did it in October because we were stupid. But we
I
had
think it was before
at some point we had we did a radio show for like about a semester.
No.
called We Is Radio.
Yeah,
We is radio.
that was the name of it.
Award-winning.
And we made a pact, everyone who was on it, not to shave for a month, and everyone did it except for Aaron, who stopped after like 5 days.
I already been
had this-
growing.
Nope.
Like,
No,
Yeah, I
no,
think
you
I
didn't. No,
did.
you didn't. You just stopped shaving.
I thought I had,
I had
to
the
shave for a while.
shittiest. I had the shittiest little mustache.
Yeah, I'll let you.
When Chris,
Oh.
Well, no one's.
when you grow a mustache, it's so disgusting because it's like little patches.
No,
It
no,
looks-
I could do.
Cool.
My
Okay.
mustache and
Now
my
you-
goatee is fine. It
now
wasn't
you
as good in
can.
college either, though. Yeah, you're
now
right.
you can.
In college,
Then you couldn't. It looked like you had cut off a bunch of your hair from the top of your head and glued it onto your lip.
You can grow
Or-
a mustache?
yeah.
No,
Why
wait,
didn't you
at
tell
the,
me this?
at the time though, it looked like such shit.
And I kept it up for a month, and I was embarrassed to go outside.
You look so bad.
I wouldn't. I was like, I would go.
embarrassing?
I remember going to. Distinctly remember showing up at a party and everyone I talked to having to apologize. Listen, I know I know it looks bad, but I made a pact, and I'm gonna stick to it.
You could just like wear a motorcycle helmet for the whole month.
Yeah.
He looked like a struggling artist, like the, like a, I guess like a movie version of a struggling.
No, but it was. I really for that entire month I was embarrassed.
Yeah, you should have been.
Yeah, but you.
Wax it for you if you want.
Yeah. But yeah, he gave up after 5 days.
I think it was a week, because it was itchy. It's too itchy, and I wasn't just gonna go like I have to grow a full beard and then cut it, because I'm not just gonna grow a mustache.
You know, it wasn't just mustache. It was just not shaving.
Mustaches look so creepy. On
No, it wasn't. It
everybody.
wasn't a mustache pact. It was just don't shave for a
Oh,
month.
maybe it's because I was just looking at you. I was saying, oh, it's just a mustache pact. Yeah. Yes, I backed out of it. You get to say that story once every month and make me. I don't even feel bad about it. Like I'd do it. Okay, I'll grow a beard this November.
All right. I don't give a shit. I don't care what your facial hair.
Obviously, you do give a
No,
shit.
It was the fact that we made a pact.
We
and
made a pact.
And I stuck to it, even though like I had the shittiest deal in that pact.
Yeah, you really did.
Patrick, I'm gonna send you a couple real quick, but I'm getting them over to you. There we go.
But the thing
There's
is,
two emails.
and this is the last thing I'll say about facial hair. Josh is kind of locked into a look right now.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Because, and we talked about this before we went and shot riding shotguns. Like he had that mustache, and me and Brad and Zach were like, "Yeah, you got to keep the mustache. You got because you look." I don't know. He looked. I can't explain it delicately. You looked very hard, like a convict.
Use
kind
your
of, like-
words carefully.
Yeah, I'm trying. He looked dangerous. Is
There you
what
go.
I'll say.
Dangerous is the
Dangerous.
word. I'll take dangerous, and I'll take.
He looked
I'll
like
take
someone-
Ewan McGregor.
He looked like someone you'd
Yeah,
check on a
there we
website
go,
to see if
guys.
they were living in your neighborhood. Like that's what he looked like. But anyway, we're like, yeah, you should keep it. But I think it was a good call that he shaved it off because otherwise he would have been the guy with the mustache forever, and not whatever he is now.
Is Patrick still in there?
I think so.
Someone said if we could get a slow, exaggerated wink from Barbara, I will donate my entire $163 paycheck. So you want to get a close up?
Do we need to break out the Phantom?
Yeah, let's break out
Get
the
it in
Phantom.
So this is for Justin Golds, who will donate his entire paycheck for a wink,
For a wink.
which I'm happy to accommodate.
Now, to prove it, you have to take a picture of the check.
And I will promise to never slowly exaggerate my wink as well. So you're getting quite the bang for your buck here.
Well,
Not
maybe not
exaggerated.
a
All
bang.
right, this is for you, streamers.
Is she playing Borderlands, or what is that?
No, I've moved over to Final Fantasy.
You know what was nice, Barbara, was the other eye at some point.
Wow, she
That's gonna be a
threw in a little extra there.
Your
My
other eye
other eye?
disappeared at one point.
Yeah, it's I get like the white syndrome where it's just like it just shows up as like the whites of my eyes.
Here, try raising your left eyebrow.
No,
Try raising
Wait,
your left
you
eyebrow.
can't do your eyebrows?
on her, Patrick?
I could raise my right eyebrow.
Try raising your left eyebrow.
I could do my right eyebrow.
Okay, now left.
This looks like
Harder. No, that's it. There you go. Boo.
I can't. I don't have control over it.
Man, I can do it all day long.
Brag about it. That's because your eyebrows weigh like twice as much
That's
as
none
everyone
of your
else's.
business how much they weigh.
There it is. There's the ice beard right
Oh
there.
yeah, look at you.
That's from.
Is that ice?
That is
Dude.
that is
Cocaine is a hell
that
of a
is-
drug.
Yeah,
To
I
me-
remember.
There were
when
40
we
guys.
sent that picture. You said because you emailed that, and I saw that, and I was like, "Oh, I can't wait to Photoshop this.
Yeah.
I can't wait to Photoshop this. I don't even have to. You don't have to do anything to it.
Yeah,
Well,
there's
I
me
mean, you do have to
sleeping.
have the
That's me
discs.
sleeping in the ice room. There you go. Mine was a
Wait,
movie
what
theme,
are
guys.
we
So that's
looking at? Oh,
Who's
okay.
the face on the wall?
I don't
that
know.
Chris?
It was all
Is
carved.
it Chaplin?
That looks like
It's not Chaplin.
Chris with the mustache.
It's Hitler.
All I see is the mustache, and I
think
just
the- I
assume it
think-
must be Chaplin
I
or
think-
Hitler.
I think the girl's Betty Page, like in the bikini.
Okay.
The guy's
Wow.
Hitler. That's the Hitler room that he
and that's
stayed
the
in.
entrance to the hotel. That's what the outside looks like.
What are those doors steel?
Are those
They're,
ice
they are.
bricks?
I don't know what they're made of, but they're like reindeer skin adorned.
Oh, all right.
Um,
Reindeer doors.
How do you lock an ice hotel?
I don't know.
don't.
With an
Do
ice
you, do you
pick.
just
I
like
know, it's
pour
like-
water on it so it seals?
I like the idea of
That'd
just
be
walking
fun.
up and being like,
There's-
I've got a chisel.
There's
and some
electronic
time. I'm
doors,
good.
actually. That's what it is. There's not in your room just has like a curtain, but there's electronic doors through like the sections, and they turn them off. Basically.
Wait, you just get a curtain?
Yeah, for your room, yeah.
Ooh la la.
I know.
Yeah. It's hot.
So much fraternizing.
There was something funny that had happened though. They had this season where they're open now, they had to do these new rules because whoever does the building codes, and technically since they rebuild it every year, every time it has to be up to the new building codes for Sweden. And this year they decided that they had to have fire extinguishers every so often in the place. and even on the tour they're like, yeah, like we're not, like that's a building code thing, but like I mean like literally nothing can catch fire, like it's maybe like your reindeer curtain, but that's as far as it's gonna go. You know, like
It does seem like a pretty safe bet that like your like ice hotel, it'll just melt and put itself out.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, the fire's not going anywhere. So
That'd be impressive.
Yeah.
That'd be quite
That's
the
a fire that's meant to happen.
but something else would have to burn. Like you cannot, like fire cannot catch, like ice cannot catch fire.
That's
like,
why it's impressive.
Yeah.
Gasoline on it and catch
Wait,
fire. Well, I
ice
guess
can't
that's not
catch
ice.
fire?
Yeah,
Gasoline,
still whatever.
Does gasoline freeze at a certain point?
I'm sure it does.
Well,
Everything does.
theoretically, everything freezes at a certain point, right?
All right. Well,
Chris is like, yeah, okay.
I'm just trying to think of what we
Are
can
you
do.
trying
with
to figure out
frozen-
how to bring the
I'm
ice
just trying
hotel
to
down?
think-
You're saying,
It could.
here, take this weird yellow-colored brick and put it
Yeah,
in there.
just here, take this and. Yeah, smuggling gas bricks.
Gas bricks.
Gasoline bricks.
Yes.
Just got a lot
And then
of
just hope that they
luggage.
don't melt in time.
Yeah,
Then they're gonna be like, God.
you
Man.
could do it. I mean, like they cut. It's really, you should go. Like, but it's
To burn it down? Is
to
that
burn-
what you
well,
want me
maybe.
to burn it down the ice hotel?
They just rebuild it, so it wouldn't even matter. Like next season, they'd be right back up.
Well.
But
Yeah, I mean, really, you're not hurting anyone.
yeah, if you did it in like May, you'd be fine.
Yeah.
They might even pay you to do it, but they
They
cut.
auction off the rights.
So they cut the ice blocks like out of that river right there, which
Yeah.
is really cool. And there's like this science to it because it's the reason they build it where they build it is because the speed of the river is fast enough to where
No, I know.
it's this weird in between. It's fast enough to not have like air in the water, but slow enough to freeze. So it's like that's why the blocks are solid and like cleat through as opposed to having like air pockets
I
all
see.
in
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
So it's just like this perfect speed of the river in this one spot, and they cut all their blocks out of it.
But really, though, if you were to freeze gasoline, right?
Okay.
Um,
Someone should
I'm-
look that up. What is the temperature that gasoline?
Because I think there's
freezes?
a lot of cool things that could be done with frozen gasoline.
Would frozen
That's what I'm
gasoline
wondering.
catch fire?
Could-
I
if
don't
we-
know.
Because, well, I mean, theoretically, after it
2
melts,
million,
but you
we'll
have to have
find
something
out.
else heated up first, right?
Yeah.
Guys,
What?
we should just do like
I mean-
a science experiment on the
Could
show.
you just put a lighter to frozen gasoline?
That's what I'm
and it
saying. Yeah,
burn?
would it light? Would
Because
it,
it's still technically gasoline. It's still
Right.
flammable.
Because the lighter would melt it, and then it would ignite itself.
and then it would ignite
melt-
it, and then would it burn
and then
and
melt
melt
the
the rest
buddy
of
gas.
it really
It would like
fast?
burn through the layer.
Yeah,
and
like what
become-
would happen? That I need to know. But then who knows?
I need to know.
I need to know.
I'll
I
get to
need
the
to
bottom
know
of
how
this.
to-
Well,
Tell
at what
me.
temperature too, though? Like that, if it. God, man, this can
Use
bugging
your-
me all
use your
day
words.
until I figure it out.
Science is hard.
Yeah.
Where did you see
Really,
the
though, I do
dark
wanna
Ewan
know what
McGregor thing? Now I
temperature
wanna
That was
look.
on Twitter.
freezes.
It's on toward Rooster Teeth.
No, I think it was someone said it to me. They said that the dude next to me looks like a dark-haired Ewan McGregor. It's very flattering.
Someone sent me another guy.
I
Who
can
is-
see it.
Oh, look at that! I got a
Kinda.
soccer. What about that guy? Someone sent me a soccer player from World Cup.
How
about that guy?
He looks
Yeah.
serious.
Is there a game going
He
on right now?
also.
Look at that. There's me too as a soccer player.
Oh yeah.
I like
Dude,
it.
you're multi-talented.
Yeah.
Who knew? I didn't know.
Andrea Pirlo.
So Josh, you're also very well known in the Rooster Teeth community for playing a certain character.
Am I very well known? Seems strong.
You're you're more so well known than other people at
Yeah.
the company.
Thanks to Blaine and his creation of Jerry.
Who's Jerry?
Jerry is he's on the recap and he sells videos with his brother Barry, Chris, and Blaine he makes appearances. He's not in this week though because we were we were on set all week so I couldn't do it.
But
So
that sucks because you've been in every one so far.
So, it depends upon the actual makeup of gasoline. But it varies. Answers vary
good
from
segue, Chris. By the way,
from
back.
-40 to -50 degrees Celsius. So,
That's its freezing temperature.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean it varies because gasoline is not just one
Okay.
compound. It's kind of yeah.
Okay, and then does it say if it's flammable
It
in a
did
frozen
not
state?
say. I'll have. That's another that's a whole nother search.
That's
Or we could just go for practical testing.
Well, that's what I want to do.
Wait, so
Can
which one?
you burn frozen?
Which Final
gasoline?
Fantasy is this?
So
This is
I'm
13.3.
Yeah, this is 13.3. I'm playing Lightning Returns. I'm sort of grinding through a couple of finishing things.
Okay.
One of the annoying sort of achievements in this is that you have to kill every animal in the world, basically. Like every
type?
monster. If you kill enough of the different monsters, there'll be like a giant fluorescent pink one that pops up, and that's like the Omega. That's the last one, and then they're extinct, and they don't pop up anymore.
Huh.
So right now, I'm trying to get this one called the Chocobo Eater. That's like a pretty high level one.
Okay.
And I'm just trying to kill him all the way dead, but the pink asshole won't pop up.
Phrasing.
Pink asshole. Pink asshole. Dude, I've had that
You know
problem.
what? Hey, you know what? I read an interesting.
Maybe it just needs to be waxed.
I read an interesting fact on Reddit this morning
What's that?
Careful.
about assholes.
Did you know?
Yeah.
Dude, I didn't know you were on the front page.
Well, it was about like why humans have to wipe their butt, but like animals don't.
Because our tongues don't reach that far?
No, well, so what it is
That's a good guess.
a lot of animal. I don't know why. A lot of animals, when they poop, their butt prolapses.
Wait, what?
So
So-
continue.
Their butt.
So like their butt pops out a little,
Oh, I see.
and then
Well,
they
their
go.
butt doesn't pop out. Their anus pops
Well,
out.
yeah. What,
It like
yeah.
It's
reverses
not like
or
two
whatever.
cheeks like turning inside out.
Yeah.
Their butt comes off completely.
Yeah. So like this dog that happens to dogs. It doesn't happen to cats. That's why cats have to clean themselves so much.
Oh.
What about
So if we could just
horses?
figure out how to do that, we could eliminate toilet paper altogether.
Yeah.
To have the
Get on
pink
it.
So I have a
sock
lot
come
of
out?
I have a lot of goals beyond the Laser Team stretch goals. I have to figure out.
Yeah, Chris has his own
If you hit
stretch
3
goals.
million, Chris will prolapse.
His own butt.
Gross.
Ew.
Gross.
Chris,
Is he
there
gonna
are
prolapse
ways
on
that you
stream?
can make that happen.
Oh man,
What's she say?
he's
Well,
got to
only-
learn to do it first.
Only if it's been waxed first.
Well, he can look. All he needs to do is Google it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Wait, what are we?
He's
Yeah,
Googling
Barb's
everything
computer's
else.
right here if you need
Yeah,
to
Google it.
What do you
Chris.
wanna
How
Google?
to train? Google train yourself to prolapse.
Train yourself to
In
prolapse.
10
don't
easy
actually
steps.
Is self-induced anal prolapse safe?
I've always wondered.
Oh, it's from the menshealth.co.uk site. Bit of a strange question, I know, but I feel I should at least inquire before I develop my amazing talking anus party trick any further.
This is a guy that has already done it, and he's typing, looking down at it, and he's like, "Let me just run something hypothetical.
he's like that. He's like ready to call 911 too. He's like not sure.
Let me check the forum
One of
first."
the answers is 1, why would you want to do this?
Fair.
2, no, I don't think it's safe. Last time I checked, my rectum was supposed to stay on the inside.
But they didn't know the fact Chris knows. To be fair, so
Yes.
That's true.
they don't know what
They don't know the benefits.
Yeah, they don't know the benefits
It's
of
natural in the
prolapsing.
wild, is what you should respond with.
Oh, for God's sake, have a bit more respect for your body. There are people on NHS waiting lists who want to correction treatment for this condition.
Really?
Apparently.
Wow.
But again, maybe they don't know
Yeah.
how good they've got it.
Well, the thing is, I imagine they're sitting on their own rectum, and that's why they need to have
That's
that
a lot
fixed.
of rectum.
It only needs
Do
to be a
you
little
imagine
bit.
that that's what they're doing?
Yeah, all the time.
It's like when Gus started talking about his hemorrhoids.
Yeah, because you're sitting on hemorrhoids when you have hemorrhoids.
Yeah.
Aren't
Yeah.
you?
Aren't,
I mean,
aren't
well, they're
Yeah.
hemorrhoids kind of like prolapse?
well,
I don't
know.
know. I think
'cause
aren't they just like
they're like
muscles?
They're veins. They're swollen
yeah, they're
veins.
veins. And a prolapse is like
Oh,
your
really?
Yeah.
ass coming out.
Yeah.
Well, not your rectum. So you could sit on your own ass. Well, I mean, on your rectum. You sit on your ass every day.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you would feel it when you sit. Is to clear. Sitting on something implies.
And
to me, like,
walking
it's
too,
like-
because there'd be a little just a little friction.
Yeah.
Just a little friction?
Rectal
Tiny bit?
friction. Hey, Bernie.
Hey, welcome back.
Fuck up.
Every
We're gonna.
Every time he goes.
I used to regret that we had a time to dick on all of our broadcasts. Now it's become time to butt, and it's just
No, rectum.
It's always time to butt, Bernie.
It's butt.
Time to prolapse.
Yeah.
It's actually butt's way better than talking so clinically about veins and everything else. How's everybody doing?
Well, our
right.
anuses aren't prolapsed, so that's good.
Let's start.
Not yet.
Really, it's a disadvantage from what I just read. So, what's everybody up to?
We're at 1.512.
I just made an update to the site, so that should generate an email for everyone who's been a part of the campaign so far. We're at 1.512. Wow, that is crazy.
incredible.
Wow.
That is crazy.
It's like I know you're actually wowed, Chris, but you're like, wow.
No, well, I was just. It's
I just got a message from Matt. He is on his way, and then I was just talking with Carrie backstage over here. They're gearing up for Too Spooky, which
Too Spooky is coming in a few hours.
I have no idea what that's going to entail.
From 8. Usually Too Spooky is like in the middle of the night when everyone's already delirious. So I'm curious to see how it'll go.
Yeah, that's for 24-hour live streams. This one is a 12-hour live stream.
This one will be primetime spookiness.
Yeah.
I think is what it's scheduled for. Prime
I know
time.
Not syndicated.
No.
but-
I know that we've talked about it a lot, but I just sent out a backer update, so it's got the address in it as well. I want to remind everybody that we're doing a special promotion for the live stream, which is if you donate between 10 a.m. and 10 p.m., basically during the course of this live stream, to the Indiegogo campaign, we're going to choose one person at random, one person per entry, or one entry per person, I should say, to come to the Rooster Teeth studio and spend a day at the Rooster Teeth studio. We will book your airfare from anywhere in the U.S., and if you're international, just get yourself to New York or Los Angeles, and we'll fly you from there, put you up in a hotel right around the corner from here, spend a day in the Rooster Teeth studio. And if you contributed to the campaign before this live stream, sometime in the previous 14 days, you can go to my journal and find a way that you can use your previous contribution to register for a way to be entered into that giveaway. And that my journal is at roosterteeth.com/Bernie. It's also, did you put it on the front page?
It's on the front page.
It's also on the front page of the website, so it's right there in plain view.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look
Right.
at it. It's so pretty.
Oh, you playing Final Fantasy over there?
Yes.
Good lord.
I also found out that
Go
the
ahead.
pink gentleman is not going to turn up until I get to an ultimate lair. Ugh.
What?
I've heard that noise a lot in my life.
Gross.
We were at dinner last night, and I've learned a great secret when Ashley and I share something at dinner. I always give her the last bite. No matter how much of it I eat, if I give her the last bite, I get away fine. She got the last bite of the appetizers, last bite of the entrees, and I made the mistake of not giving her the last bite of dessert. And it was just like, she was like, you ate all the dessert. I said, yeah, I
Well, here's the
didn't.
thing is, honestly, I probably wouldn't have noticed if you didn't put the last bite of dessert in your mouth, look at me, and then pull it back out of your mouth.
I
and
literally
offer it to
did do
me.
that. We had a brownie a la mode. It was awesome. And I took the spoon, I had it in my mouth, I thought about it, I went, I hadn't shut my mouth out yet, but I had it all the way in. And I was like, she goes, you gotta be kidding me. No. So, but then I heard about it after that. What are you playing over there, Josh?
This is Barbara. Help me out.
Battle Block?
Battle Block
Battle
Theater.
Block Theater.
It's an incredible game.
It is an incredible game, but I try my best to avoid games that are just there to frustrate the hell out of you.
Yeah.
I
Like that
find
and Meat
it
Boy?
just like honestly entertainingly challenging.
What about
was-
like the older Nintendo games?
I mean,
Like,
yeah.
what-
Well, those
No.
those weren't made to be
Thanks
that
for
way.
asking. They're
just-
horrible.
Yeah, I mean, is that? But really, you think
There was
the frustration level?
There was like
is too
Super
much.
Star Wars and
Oh,
Batman,
yeah.
where it's like you had to get like the jumps down to a pixel, and it's like, no, thank you. I'm
Yeah,
not
the
interested.
Star Wars
in
ones, and they would throw an enemy. It was one of those things too, like with the NES scrolling, like the way the screen would scroll, where like you'd
wouldn't
be
see what was
making a
coming
jump,
up.
and they'd just throw an enemy right there.
Yeah.
You'd be like, "Hey, fuck you," and it just would like
You,
come
just,
out.
you had to
Hey,
memorize.
kids.
Yeah.
It was like
Let's ruin
some-
your day.
Sometimes, yeah, it was but then sometimes you'd kill the enemy and come back, and just the way like the respawns would work. Like Mega Man is notorious for it. Like you try and do a jump, and that same enemy you just got rid of would be right back, and you're like, "Oh my, oh!"
I mean, those are games where you have to die to know what's.
yeah,
go-
you have
like,
to play through the
figure it out.
level. And
Well, to me,
Yeah.
the one that always frustrated me the most was like Battletoads.
Battletoads is impossible. I would love to meet someone who has beaten Battletoads.
I've always heard about it. Maybe we should bust out some Battletoads and play.
was
The
some
problem is
frustration.
going back and capturing stuff that's standard def is just not easy.
Yeah, we found that out on the Gauntlet.
Oh yeah,
It was tough.
Yeah.
We had a lot. We had to just figure out all the different work throughs.
Season 1 or 2?
Well,
2 for the Sonic stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just damn near impossible.
Battletoads has a harsh turn though. It's like there's two like beat 'em up levels. It's so
Yeah, no, it's-
Here's the pacing of Battletoads.
this was a scarring part of my childhood.
No, it was.
Like,
It's
Battletoads
like-
Act 1.
the
Right.
first two levels are
first two
so
levels
much
are easy.
fun.
It's a beat 'em up. You're like cool, and then suddenly it gets to this bike racing 2D level where you have to like dodge. You just have to jump between the planes.
You tell when the developer's dog died, and he's like, "All right, kids, fuck."
Yeah, I mean really.
because the first two levels, and it's co-op, and you're playing with your
beat 'em
friend.
up,
You're
you
like,
know,
all
yeah.
right, and then you get to the third level, and you're like, well,
Well, that was a good game. So yeah, good 2 levels.
I think
I've never beaten that level, so.
I know this is different as SNES, but Lion King.
Lion King's not a hard game.
No, I remember like
Wow.
being stuck on the Stampede level.
well, you just probably weren't high
Alright.
enough
Yeah, you
levels.
just, yeah,
Man.
you just didn't play enough.
Did anyone
Yeah,
play
you
the
guys.
Aladdin game?
The Aladdin game.
The Aladdin game was awesome.
Which one?
The Aladdin game?
Oh,
On,
yeah,
on,
that was in that era when
Sega
I think
Genesis?
Virgin or someone was doing the Disney games, and they were so good. There was like
Yeah.
this 5-year span where like Lion King, Aladdin, there was a Mickey Mania I think was in there. Like there was this really awesome 2D platformer like 4-year
Did you ever
gap.
play a Cool Spot?
I owned Cool Spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Toe Jam and Earl?
I did
Another
play
great
Toe Jam
one?
and Earl.
Do you know when Gavin went to go visit Meg for one of the first times? She had Aladdin, and he used to play it a lot when he was
You're
younger,
also not getting Dave Grohl.
and
Oh,
so much
man.
so that he remembered one of the codes
Yeah.
to unlock everything or something.
Genie Jafar,
think I just
like
trimmed it this
Abu
morning,
Aladdin. I
so
forget what it is. But
Yeah.
yeah.
And he told me that story. He's like,
I
yeah, I
like
went
this
and
one.
she had the
Someone
game,
sent
and it's the
me
game I played, and I remembered I put it in, and
Jack
she was
Nicholson,
amazed that I
Jack
remembered it
Nicholson, Billy
from,
Mays.
10
Yeah,
years
that's
ago.
unarticulate.
And I thought at the time, it's like, it's amazing how other people's moments of intense connection can just be so fucking lame. I was like, yeah, okay, that's great.
Like you're describing this sweet thing, and it's like so fucking lame. That's what it comes down.
Fuck those
Do you know,
guys.
I've always, one thing I've always fought at Rooster Teeth is a retro gaming show. Because retro gaming is like,
I'm gonna follow you.
it's
I'm following
garbage
you
to
now.
everybody
I'm
but
sorry, I never followed you before.
the people who
so sorry.
these two were just chatting away over here.
Sorry.
That's okay. The retro stuff is only relevant to people who played that game and grew up at a certain window of time.
Right.
Like the games that I played that are retro, you guys would be like, this is pixelated junk.
And it is.
It is pixelated junk, but it's awesome pixelated junk.
Yeah.
It's the
Yeah.
best pixelated junk.
Yeah, and like your 8-bit stuff that you guys played, when you were 4 or whatever, it's like, you go, oh, it's the best. It's like, nah, it's just the first thing you saw. Yeah.
Well, that's what your nostalgia is. It's the thing you were comfortable with.
Yeah, I remember that when I saw Pulp Fiction in theaters, and I was like, wow, this is fucking incredible. I've never seen a movie that the story was told so out of sync and everything like that. It's like, yeah, it's really inspired by Citizen Kane. Citizen Kane's such a great movie. But after having seen the iterations on Citizen Kane and like the people who were inspired by it, you go back and watch Citizen Kane, it's like, that's okay. It's like, this is the best movie of all time.
I know it was like revolutionary at the time you watched. It's like this is too long. It's too like it's long-winded and whatever.
Right.
And
And the ending's been spoiled for me a billion
Yeah.
times over. Yeah. It's just, yeah. So it's funny that something can be inspirational, but like in a way, under the weight of its own inspiration, it becomes passe.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I was talking about that, I did a Let's Play Game Kids episode with my kids, and I was showing them a game I played in the 90s called Star Control. And it's like the storyline of it is like every sci-fi game that's come out in the last decade, which is there's a technologically advanced ancient civilization that just disappeared one day, but left behind this enigmatic legacy of technology that you've discovered. You're trying to figure out how to make it work, and you're fighting this big threat in the galaxy while trying to figure out this ancient technology that's way advanced, more advanced than yours. That's like Mass Effect and Halo, and
Like, what else does that sound like?
it's like everything else. So it's like, and then JD was pointing out, he says, well, this is like a cliche. It's like, but it wasn't when this thing came out, It was not the ancient technology that like you discover was new at the time. That was a really cool thing. At least it was for me, because I hadn't seen anything else. There's probably something before it, that had been talked about before. All right, where are we at, guys?
We are at the Rooster Teeth Studio. 1,514,000.
Pink ass?
515.
No, he's not going to come out until later, it turns out.
You'd do something
What?
else.
we need to get a wow from Chris every time. Just
Wow.
wow.
Wow. So Matt's here. Matt's working on can we talk about what Matt's working on? Probably not.
No. Well,
Beer.
Gavin tweeted some pictures of it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so.
Yeah. He's working on a video for Bare Naked Ladies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another Bare Naked Ladies music video.
Yeah. So it should be really, really cool when that comes out. That was a fun one too. That's very much in the vein of Rooster Teeth stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you guys contribute anything to that?
Mhm.
Okay.
Whether or not it be used, I don't know.
Well,
I gotta figure out what-
your
Located.
apartment.
Oh yeah, my apartment was used in that video.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. So I was really weirded out because I looked at the footage and I realized that you guys had taken my laundry basket and like spread out my dirty laundry.
What?
Like as a background.
That is
Then I
not
was like-
appropriate.
Chris.
I was like,
don't
this-
look at what.
I know it was Chris because that's what Chris does. He gets to a set and he ruins things.
No,
like
I
other
don't.
people's
I know it
houses.
wasn't you because you don't dress the set, but it was just like I was like, oh.
Oh yeah.
Well, there's a big difference between like set dirty laundry and actual dirty laundry.
Actual dirty laundry. I was like, that pair of pants was in my laundry basket. It's not clean. Why are they using it on the background of this?
You
So-
do stuff like that though.
What?
You show up and you just terrorize a place, like a location. I've gotten food poisoning
You can
twice.
You were
Sure.
on,
I
it was
think.
your set too.
Oh, but you left the refrigerator off, and like I've gotten food poisoning twice from shooting stuff at my place from Chris.
What did he do?
Because he'll turn the fridge off, but he'll leave it off for a long time or not cycle it on, or he'll just take his keys and not turn it back on.
No,
It's
it's
just like,
before
oh yeah, I was
put-
keeping my keys
I do a
cold.
thing. I know. I do a thing
Avatar
now.
Looks kind of like you. Mine looks absolutely nothing like me.
My avatar on Xbox One, I actually had somebody else make it for me.
Nice. That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
And my me as well.
I do a thing now, and I learned this because of your. I learned from your mistakes.
Yeah, okay.
Where you get food poisoning if I'm on a shoot
Like a jerk.
and you turn off a fridge because fridge
the sound.
make a lot of noise, so you turn them off if if you're shooting anywhere near it. I put my keys in the fridge, so I can't leave without remembering to turn the fridge back on.
Smart.
Oh wait, so with mine you didn't put your keys in?
No, as before I started doing that.
Oh, okay. I was like,
I do the same
wonder-
thing when I'm drunk. I just hide my keys from
Do
myself.
any of you put your jeans in the freezer?
No.
No.
Some people do have
I
underwear
do.
too.
What is that?
I see an
It's
oven,
you
but
kill
not-
stuff. You kill the bacteria.
Wait, really?
I heard there. I think it was Levi's. They said you're never ever supposed to wash your jeans ever, and if you want to like freshen them up, you just put them in the freezer.
That's with
That
raw
sounds
denim,
gross.
though. I think
yeah, like high quality jeans.
What's raw denim?
raw denim
Designer
is
jeans, yeah.
a pain in the ass. Is what
I
it
don't know
is.
if I'd feel comfortable never
Literally?
watch. Be like, yeah, I've never washed these pair of jeans. I just
Exactly.
cool them
Don't
off.
they look
Hey, Chris,
great?
I'm not comfortable with you not washing your jeans ever either, just so you know. We're both on the same page about your jeans.
The thing is, you put your jeans in the freezer, and then they smell like corn and all sorts of stuff that you have in there, like
Wait.
broccoli and
They smell like
Corn.
anything you
Why do
have in
they
the
smell like
freezer. It ends up
corn?
because
smelling.
he has corn in his freezer,
Yeah,
apparently.
but frozen corn doesn't really have a smell.
I like the
Yeah,
idea
it
you go
has
to
like a
Aaron's
freezer
house. He's
smell.
got like 80 pounds of corn, and that's
I
it.
have a lot of
Just
corn in my freezer.
I'm on the old
Because
corn diet.
I get it, and I think I'm gonna eat it, and then I'm like, oh, this is gonna go bad or whatever. Or no, I keep it frozen, and then I forget about it. And
You
then
put
my
your keys in
jeans.
the freezer.
The only thing I remember
You
that's in
won't
my
forget about
freezer
it.
are my jeans.
Because you need to wear them.
Yeah.
Where are my pants?
So
Oh,
you
they're
do
in the
this. You
freezer.
keep your jeans in your freezer.
Not keep them. That implies like that's my other dresser.
Listen, if you do it one time, it's your thing. So
That's not my thing.
It is.
No,
If
this is apparently a common thing.
I only killed one person. I'm not a murderer.
I'm not a murderer. I'm just adventurous.
I stabbed somebody and they died.
They
I mean,
wanted
you want
to-
to put labels on everything?
Why is freezing your jeans automatically murder? Like
No,
let's make that
I'm
step.
just saying
Like,
you're a person who keeps their jeans in the
You're a person
freezer.
to be watched, is what he's saying.
I'm saying if you put your jeans in the freezer, like once or twice, like recreationally, then yes, you are a person who
I
keeps
never
his jeans in the
engaged in
freezer.
full-on jean freezering, but recreationally I did. It's like explaining before Congress.
I did it in college.
I did. I swear it was a one-time thing.
I kind of want to try it because I really hate washing my jeans.
Hey,
Why?
Why?
exactly.
Because it's like, I only have like 2 or 3 pairs of pants,
Okay.
jeans. And if they're all dirty, I have to do like a whole load of laundry. I have to wait till I have enough laundry to do a load of laundry. And this way I could
Yeah.
just put my jeans
Freezer's
in the freezer
always
overnight.
on.
I disagree.
Oh.
I mean, I always hate the way they get like kind of stretched out, and I love washing them and having tight jeans again.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you have a washer and dryer in your apartment?
I do.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
Oh, you shouldn't be complaining about anything then.
See, I
know.
don't.
Especially going from 4 years living in a place that I had to go either to the basement or upstairs to use.
It's one of
Yeah.
the best changes you can make.
The basement was the worst because there was rats down there and it was really creepy, and I hated going down there to like use the washing machine.
Yeah, that would be bad.
But then I moved to a new apartment where it was upstairs and it was all bright and sunny, and I felt a lot better.
It was like a little more upscale and didn't have rats.
Exactly. Yeah. Dude, it's hard to come by in Montreal. Let me tell you. Not the cleanest city in the world.
They say you should keep rats in the freezer. If you,
It's just to freshen them up a little
they
bit.
become pets.
You sound like
Takes all the
Garrett.
They'll eat all your
Germs
corn.
off.
What?
Garrett?
Does he have a snake?
No.
What does
He
he?
has a cat.
That he keeps rats in the freezer?
No, his cat killed a rat one time, and instead of just like disposing it, he put it in the freezer, and he said he'll take care of it later. Obviously forgot about it. His roommate Eric opened up the freezer to get pizza, and he found just a dead rat,
But-
like
but
wrapped
what-
up in like a plastic bag.
Save it.
Yeah, what was he like? I'll take care of it later. What does that mean?
He's
heat
a
it up in
weird
the
guy.
microwave
Like,
later.
what
I
does
don't
that-
know.
Like, well, later
Yeah.
mean like, well, of course I'm gonna make a rat fur
skin.
coat.
I have
don't
no
know. Like,
idea.
what is that?
He's a weird fella.
Maybe he was getting ready for like some sort of like Game of Thrones recreation.
No, I just think he's weird and forgetful.
Gonna make some stew.
Weird and forgetful is a bad combination. It's okay if you're weird as long as you remember to clean up the tracks. It's like then you're okay. You can get away with it for a lot longer. But being forgetful, it's like, oh, there's a rat in a bucket of urine in my living room.
Maybe you want to
Like,
experiment on it.
How many like dead animals do you have in your?
8. Was it?
Well,
Sorry, I didn't mean to jump in the middle of your question.
We have a problem with Joe the cat. He seems to be systematically eliminating possum families in the area.
Oh, that was a bummer.
But he goes after like the baby possums. He's now dragged home like 2 baby possums that he killed. We think he just
It's not like 2, it's exactly 2.
We think that he like started a blood feud with some possum family and has been killing their children to end their line.
We were nursing one of the baby possums back to health after we think Joe the cat, got him. But
Likely, it was underneath the car.
then I looked up that possums just move on. They don't stay in one place. So even if we'd nursed this little possum back to health, which we were not able to do, unfortunately, but even if we had, it would have never gotten back together with the
But
family.
we kind of
It's a
told
really sad turn that we took on the live stream, by the way.
Yeah, but we kind of told the
Let's go back
boys
to the anal
that the possum just left.
Let's go back to the anal prolapse. Let's head back that way.
That's his
Please,
default.
no.
Yeah.
That's our sorbet. To cleanse the palate. Discussion of anal prolapse.
Oh, hey, Matt.
Hey, Matt Holm.
Hey.
There he is.
So Matt Holm's going to join us now. Matt, where do you want to sit? You guys, anybody want to check out?
I'm
Anybody
gonna
want
go
to
to the
check out?
bathroom.
Chris
Do
is
you want me
tagging
to- I
out.
could swap out. I've been here since 10.
It's up to you. We don't need. I mean, we can swap out a couple people too. It's totally fine. I'll.
Let's just all leave so he's on the couch by himself.
I'll spread out.
Babs, thank you very much.
No problem.
Thanks for being with us as we crossed like
Au revoir.
3 different goals. That was awesome.
Yeah. I'll still hang out just to help over there.
That's awesome. Thank you very much.
Can you go finish the video for me?
Yeah.
Is it okay if we talked about what you're working on? Is that okay?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think people know.
Yeah. Because that's what we said. Gavin tweeted it. So that's.
You want a mimosa?
Well, but it's gonna be a mimosa sans champagne because we're out of the champagne.
this
so
one's
it's
still. Gus never had it.
oh, okay, great.
All right, I'm gonna be a jerk and I'm gonna try to take.
It's nearly new,
Where's your Wi-Fi?
gently used.
That's your Wi-Fi, right? Do you mind if we switch real
No,
quick?
go for it. Take it. Take it.
Let's do this and see if this helps. Is it the white one? So, Matt, did you get a chance to watch the video that you and I made yesterday?
There's donuts on the floor. No,
There's donuts in
because-
life.
There's donuts in life, baby. I have not done anything other than work on that B&L video and take care of the kids because Anna's out of town, so I'm taking care of the kids.
Oh yeah.
So that's why I'm so late here today. For some reason, kids want food and shelter and to be clothed and all that stuff.
You know,
it's kind of
I-
a drag.
Your kids are pretty good eaters, right?
They are good eaters.
My kids like a fight. Just like eat the food.
Although
We've
we
crossed
recently
this-
found out that they both like cookie dough.
That is not something. Yeah, we're not feeding them cookie
Don't
dough
all-
24
don't
I
all
don't
hours.
know.
kids
That's
like
my new
cookie dough?
strategy. Is like we
How do
finally
you-
found something they'll eat. They can have cookie dough at all times.
We wrap celery in cookie dough, like giving a dog a pill, kind of a thing.
That's like we just found out that lions like to eat antelopes, right? I mean, that's like just that is a rule of the jungle.
That
If you
was
leave
established.
You leave cookie dough out, a kid's gonna attack it.
Actually, though, Ashley is amazed by that because the kids will eat no sweets whatsoever. It's like
we're constantly trying.
Oh,
We're like, would
really?
you like some ice cream?
Nope.
Chocolate, candy bar, anything? And they're like, nope.
nope, we're good.
So they're aliens.
Bread and cheese, dude. That's what they love.
Well,
Yeah.
we've crossed this weird threshold for us where it's like, Bernie, you know this very well. Like when the kids are little, they don't finish all their food, right? They're eating kid portions, but they don't finish all their food.
Yeah.
And then you end up eating all these kid meals, and then
Or
you
half
pack
meals.
on the dad pounds.
Do you think you could
Right?
exist solely on the food that your family doesn't eat?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and
absolutely.
never order anything yourself.
Absolutely, and yet I don't. I eat my meal as well, but you know, there's this evolution that happens. So first, like they're eating the kid meal,
Yeah.
and you're finishing the kid meal. Then they get big enough where they eat the entire kid meal, and you're like, great, because now I'm not like eating 5 meals,
It might eat like a
right?
half a cheeseburger.
Exactly. And then they do the thing. Now they're at the point where they're like, I don't want to order off the kids menu.
Uh-oh.
I'm not a kid. Like, yeah, you are. Order off the kids menu. I was like, no, I want the triple cheeseburger deluxe.
I want the steak.
Right? I want they've done that.
Have they? Your kids ordered a
Like,
steak?
I left the table and I come back and they were like, what are you eating? And they're just like, that's porterhouse. Come on, Dad. I wanted the T-bone.
He's got a root beer neat.
Why is that? Yeah.
Steak.
It's like, I'm going to go to the potato bar. I'll see you in a minute. So now we've crossed this weird threshold where they're ordering the adult food like half the time.
Cool.
But they don't eat that at all. So now I'm eating even more because it's like I'm eating half a porterhouse for both the kids. They both got Chateaubriand, and I'm like, I'm trying to work through that and eat my lobster tail or whatever the hell I'm eating. We have really fancy food all of a sudden. We never eat.
Everybody, Josh Flanagan's leaving. Chris left
thanks.
us. Thanks, guys. Hey.
Thanks, Josh. Is he Barry or Jerry? I can't remember.
Jerry.
You're Jerry?
Chris is Barry.
Chris
We
is
were just
Barry.
talking about that just a little bit
I
ago.
can't remember who's.
I think he is Babs. Want me to shut you down? I'll shut you down.
So what plot details have we accidentally revealed already?
Nothing. We're actually pretty good. Pretty good. Josh was very protective, as was Chris. We talked a little bit about. We showed the live stream that you and I did with Barb on Tuesday.
Oh, okay, cool.
So the audience now knows about the basic plot details of Lazer Team.
Cool.
And we broke through a lot of stuff. We passed the Spike Lee. We passed the Will Wheaton project.
It's crazy.
We're now in the top 5 most crowdfunded films
Wow.
ever.
Wow.
And
top 5?
yeah, top 5.
Wow.
Yeah, so we're right behind we're behind Veronica Mars with Zach Braff, that political film that's number 2 on number 1 on Indiegogo, and then Blue Mountain State at number 4 and us at number 5 now.
Oh wow.
So that's really
good.
awesome.
That's good company.
Yeah. it really
Thanks
is.
everybody. That's
Yeah.
awesome. Have
15
you
days
guys
left.
talked about Veronica Mars at all?
No.
We have like the strange connection we have there.
Sort of, yeah. Go ahead.
That the guys with Rob. Sorry, I'm blanking on his last name. Same as
Thomas,
the singer,
Rob Thomas.
who does the Veronica Mars, is an Austin guy,
He is?
and his next project is iZombie for the CW. I think it's on showing the CW, right?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they picked it up.
I didn't know that he was the one working on iZombie.
That's him. And then the reason that's interesting to Bernie and our connection there is that some of our oldest friends, Chris Robertson and Allison Baker, that's their project.
Yeah, well, they made the graphic novel.
Chris Robertson made the comic book.
Right.
He's the writer of the comic
With
book.
Mike Allred was the
Yeah.
illustrator for it.
Right.
Yeah.
And
I always thought that was great for I think he has a wife, and she's a colorist, and I think it's a
Mike
great name.
Allred?
Yeah, I think it's a great name for a colorist. Her
Yeah.
name is Allred.
Yeah.
It's like, that struck me as funny
What-
always.
the color palette's very one note. For
Well,
her.
we know what we're going to get.
Yeah.
It was right there on the contract.
But that's really cool, right?
You know, Chris was, for those of you who have listened to the podcast going way back, Chris Robertson was on one of the early podcasts as a guest. He was writing Superman at the time. And we talked with him, and that's when he was making iZombie. And we talked about way back
That's
then
right,
him
yeah.
starting iZombie, and now it's going to be a TV show with Rob Thomas at the head of it. Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was Rob Thomas.
When we moved the office the other day, I discovered I still had the first 2 original issues of iZombie in my desk drawer.
I have as well. It's a really great premise, I think.
It is.
For a graphic novel, but also you can see how it lends itself very well to episodic television because it's a woman who's a zombie, but the way it works is she can maintain her humanness if she eats a brain, but she just feels like bad about it. But she
But
works.
then she also is a detective, and she gets the memories
Right.
somehow out of the brain.
So she works in a cemetery and eats the brains of already dead people, and that's how she like maintains her humanness. Like she doesn't rot basically. But when she eats the brains, she gets their memories and then goes and solves the problems in their lives.
solves crimes.
Yeah,
Stuff.
The
Yeah.
dead people.
of the dead people who died. So she
Like
doesn't kill anybody.
Maybe somebody was murdered, right? And she eats the brains like of the murdered guy, then figures out who the murderer was.
All right.
Yeah.
What if it was just an old person that it's like, oh, I'm gonna
Then
go back to the home.
She
That would be a
fig-
shitty episode.
that was-
It's like Aaron, there's no
figured out-
episode of House where somebody has the flu. It's like they all have something
It's
special.
Doctor,
Procedural.
doctor, I've got a sniffle.
Yeah, I
What can we do about
You
this?
go to the pharmacy, you buy the stuff. It's a slower episode,
That's
but
right.
it's
I wish
Sponsored-
it was an episode of House that was like my doctor, just like don't drink as much, don't
Yeah.
lose some weight.
Yeah.
That's it. Don't be so stressed. It's like you're a doctor. Can't you give me like any kind of better advice than this?
I think when the doctor's like advice now mostly is just like, oh yeah, you're old.
Yeah,
You just
can't
have problems.
fix
with
that.
Louis C.K. has a great routine about that where he says when you're in your 20s and you go in, you're like, oh, my knee I messed up my knee. They said, oh, we're going to, put you through physical therapy and then we're going to go through reconstructive surgery. You'll be back at 80% within 2 months and you'll be at 100% in 6 months. We're going to get your back knee. Your knee will probably be better than ever. Then your 40s when you go to the doctor, say, my knee hurts. They go, yeah, it's a shitty knee.
shitty knee. You're so old to get shitty knees.
Just get the fuck out of here.
When we were shooting day 5, there was one scene where Joel had to get on his knees for the scene. It's not what you're thinking. Not
It
what
is
you're
what you're
thinking.
thinking.
Not what you're thinking. It's a family show. We were shooting.
It's not a family show.
He had to get on
Family
this is a
programming.
family show. So he had to get on his on his knees, and he's got terrible knees like me, and I was getting down to see them to get the angles and stuff, and our knees click. So like my knees click. Like my knees are so shitty. Like they click when I go go up the stairs.
Like
or do
rusty,
stuff.
like just like. Or
Yeah, and I heard Joel's too, and it's like they're both like we're like click 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 as we're shooting this scene, just trying to get down into a position that normal humans should be able to get to, and we just can't do it. We're old.
That bodes well.
We have
I don't
shitty
know
knees.
anything about that. I'm not there yet.
So day 5 is a geriatric piece apparently,
You're just in the audio.
and
You
then
hear knees clicking.
in the next scene we both drank Metamucil.
It's called day 5 because it takes them 5 days to get from the bed to the bathroom.
What they
all
did
about.
with the bedpan on the 5th day.
I'm so sick of this Xbox logging me out of Xbox Live. I just can't fucking stand it. I no idea.
Is it because like you're leaving it idle
No,
or
it's
something?
just shitty. It's just shitty.
Oh.
That's all there is to it. It's just shitty. It's like it just wants to disconnect. Whatever this problem it has, it just disconnects from Xbox Live.
Maybe it doesn't like the
Constantly.
work network.
I was about to think where I picked it up, but the drive is spinning, and I know if you do that, it'll like rank and kill that thing. So I'm gonna try to put
Where's
it
an
up.
Adam? Where's an
No,
Adam?
no,
who
it's
saw
fine.
this?
It's we've tried about 18,000 ways to do this, and it's just
So
Somebody's
someone blow their nose.
Was that Brian?
I don't think anybody wants to be called out
Yeah.
at this point. Smart move.
uh,
So Matt, so
Can I-
you're
what-
working on how many projects right now? Because you're working on Bare Naked Ladies.
yes.
You're working on
Not the band, just
Day 5. You're working on the Medieval Thing.
yes.
and you're working
I'm
on
not
those
doing
things?
much on the medieval thing, to be fair. I had wanted to do a lot on it, and then day 5 had to be pushed till later
Yeah.
because of locations, and so I ended up I'm only been able to be on set like a couple days for the medieval thing, but Brandon and Chris and Josh have been doing a great job. They've been doing a really great job. I'm excited
And-
about that.
That does
So-
not look stable.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's good. It's good.
Brian, sorry for calling you out on the.
Hey, how you doing, Brian?
You want to wave to everybody?
Yeah, come and say hello. So we were talking about artists that are working on Lazer Team.
And
Hey, and Brian Beam was one of the people that we mentioned earlier today.
Brian has just done 2 18-hour shifts for the Bare Naked Ladies video.
Wow, really?
too.
Yeah, something like that. I've spent a lot of time. Well, I won't spoil it, but when you see the video, just know that I had to spend 2 weeks looking at something that I really didn't want to look at.
Enough said.
All right.
Was it Joel's knees?
That's something you don't want to hear.
Yeah, Joel's knees. Yeah, sexy knees.
So there's a lot going on at the moment.
There's a lot going on at the moment. A
There's-
lot. But that was part of the deal with moving to stage 5 is that it came at a point in time where we were just ready to get going on stuff, and everything was kind of lining up to where a lot of projects were ready to hit at one point, and once we came into stage 5, we hit the ground running.
Yeah, we really did.
Yeah,
That was the point.
We were shooting day 1. It was like I don't think that.
And now we're
we
shooting.
stopped.
Now we're shooting.
And now we're shooting day 5.
Say,
But
that
waiting
sounds
for
like a different
someone to say
production.
it.
no, we were
It
we were
was-
active the first day in the studio.
It was calling it day 5 actually was confusing
Why?
when we were on set, because when you do the call sheets, typically the call sheet is like the thing that the producer or assistant director, depending on how big your shoot is, sends out at the end of the day saying, "This is what you're doing on day 2.
Right.
This is what you're
Day
doing on
5,
day
day
3."
2.
And there were we didn't have everybody on the set wasn't completely well versed in the logic of movie making. We had a lot of new people on set helping out.
Yeah.
Which they did a great job, but it was a lot of confusion of like, why is the day called day 3 now? Why did we change the name of the movie?
That happens.
And on day 5, we all thought we were done, And then we had a day 6.
You weren't.
We're still shooting. We're gonna have a day 7 here sometime. So,
So you're not quite done shooting yet.
We're not 100% done. We're about 95% done.
That happens.
Yeah.
There's a lot of reshoots and stuff.
Yeah.
For
There
our
was
first
one-
movie we did 2 weeks of reshoots. Remember, or pickups, I should say.
Oh God, it seemed like pickups went on
That's
forever.
pretty standard though, right? Like a couple weeks of reshoots or a month or something.
Pick
like
it
that.
up.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
it
I
could be a
mean-
really healthy way to make a movie to budget in some pickups afterwards. 'cause
Absolutely.
You don't always know everything that you're going to get.
Yeah.
And so to be able to know, oh, hey, we're going to go back and pick up a couple more
But
things.
when you're on set, to never bank on it.
Yeah, no, you
Yeah.
can't bank on it, but
It gets, I also think it gets stressful for people thinking, like, we have to get every single little thing, and you can't make any mistakes. And you, at the end, kind of like you have a little bit of breathing room. It kind of helps just
Yeah.
mentally.
Sometimes better.
When
I
this-
think not to have that breathing room. Just like, let's get it all.
We have to.
Well,
do
it is, but when the set gets too tense, that's
It
not
happens.
a good thing.
People get tense, especially that always happens when light is running out.
It's the worst.
When you're racing the
Yeah.
sun.
People lose their minds. When
People lose their minds.
I mean,
they really do.
a very sane person will see the sun going down and totally lose. I mean, I've been guilty of that. You see it going down, you're just like, "Rah!"
Yeah. And then
When-
you end up getting stuff that's not even usable because you're like just trying so hard just to get anything.
You know who deals with that a lot? Is Gavin.
Oh, I thought you were going to say vampires.
Vampires. I was gonna say vampires, but I didn't think that would be
Or
appropriate.
reverse,
This is a family stream.
reverse vampires.
doing
said
slow-mo
that-
guy stuff.
This is bothering me. This is like, I don't know why this is bothering me. There's just an empty mimosa.
What's that all about you?
I don't know. I know it's not, but you
There
know
was
what?
a
It's just
half-eaten
something
fritter
about-
here earlier that was
That
just,
was so good.
and it was Bernie's. I found out it was just on the table, like upside down, like stuff is all over it, trash. And
I don't
it's
worry
like,
about you. You got food poisoning. You're one of those people. Once you have food poisoning, you're worried about everything.
I know I do,
I-
and I will never get it again because I'm vigilant.
I drop stuff and eat it. I could care less.
Did you happen to take a bite of a cookie on my desk yesterday?
No. It's a totally rational question to ask, though. It could have been me. but
I
it wasn't
came
in this
back.
case.
I had these cookies that I bought at 7-Eleven the other day.
I'm gonna
'cause I was
ask you a
gonna-
logical question. Follow up.
7-Eleven cookies.
What kind of cookie?
It was a knockoff Thin Mint.
The knockoff Thin Mint.
Yeah.
Bernie was going back to the thing we were talking about before.
A Slim Mint.
Bernie,
It's like a,
Bernie was
slightly
born
different.
to be a dad, just because of how well he does at eating other people's food.
I'm so good at it.
He's great at it. There was one time we went to, I want to say we went to McDonald's, and your girlfriend at the time had asked, "Can you pick me up like a hamburger and fries?" Right? And we came back.
I was the person who made the run. I bought food for you, both of you guys.
Came back, and half of her French fries were gone.
Yeah.
And she was like, "What happened? Half the French fries are gone. What happened?" And you said, "Oh, they spilled in the car."
They spilled.
And then she opens her hamburger, and it had like 4 huge bites out of it. And he goes, "That spilled too."
I thought that was cute.
And then she starved to death.
And then she died.
That was sad.
You just got to give her the last bite of the hamburger, and then she thinks that.
Yeah,
she
we were
had-
talking about this earlier. I have discovered when Ashley and I go out to dinner, if I give her the last bite of something, then if she doesn't think I ate too much of it. And I screwed up because I gave her the last bite of the appetizer, the last bite of the entree last night, but not dessert. I ate the last bite of dessert.
Oh.
She held it against me.
Oh.
I would have had no idea if you hadn't put it in your mouth and then taken it back out and offered it to me.
But that was... I just realized my mistake at the wrong moment.
Oh my
Like,
God.
I would have had no idea. I would have been like, oh, it's dessert's gone, whatever. But it's like he has this huge thing and he's going,
I feel like Bernie knew. Bernie knew he was doing well the whole night, but he loves chaos, so he's like, "Yeah, I'll eat the last bite of this thing."
How dare you? I like chaos.
I think that
I like
it's
chaos in
going
other
too
people's
well.
lives, not my own. If I can introduce chaos into other people's lives, that's good. Makes my life seem easier by comparison. Well, we
So-
went out to this place, Matt. You ever been to the place Uncorked that's on 7th Street?
I have. I've been there a few times.
Ash, that's one of her favorite places.
It's a great place. The view over there is awesome.
It's not bad.
Is that the one on
Yeah.
7th Street? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Austin's weird. Austin has like 2 skylines, and one of them's okay, and the other one's really awesome.
You mean the same buildings, but from the west or from the east, or what do you say?
Yeah, looking from the east, like our downtown skyline is very blocky and old school, like because everything was built in the late 70s
There's
and
a
80s.
lot of brown.
And then I swear they have demolished and rebuilt like 50% of Austin in the last 10 years. And all the stuff they've rebuilt
They
is
have.
incredible.
Some of the stuff that's going up lately is crazy.
So
they
which
just
is-
tore down the old precision camera at 38th. They just tore down that entire block.
Yeah, I mean,
What are they
I
doing?
drove by the other day. It was like
Yeah.
all fenced off.
Yeah, it was literally like 2 days ago they tore it down. I think they're putting a high rise in there.
So
What-
which skyline is your favorite? This is like my favorite view is probably the one from Auditorium Shores, the
Yeah.
other side of the river, kind of
Yeah.
looking.
And like 10 years ago, you would not have wanted to look at that because it would have been all warehouses and garbage.
Yeah.
I mean, the power plant was pretty cool.
I like it over from like 360. From like
360 is
the,
cool.
That's not a bad view.
you know.
Our international live stream just got really specific, by the way.